Hi friends, so today I'm going to explain a very complex topic which is called as pointer in Golang. So before we start, let me take a simple analogy. If you have pay and you need to update it by 10%, what are the scenarios? Where to use pointer, where not to use pointer, what are they? I'm going to demystify everything in this video. So let's say I have a variable called as pay, and my pay is 100,000, maybe a quarter million. So first thing is I am going to print it pay before update, and I will do a pay. So now there are no errors, everything would run clean here. Let's do a quick run. So what we are trying to do here is I am going to write a method which will update the pay by 10%, like we'll add 25 into that. So func update pay, it would take the pay as integer, so p as integer, and what you are going to do is p plus is equal to 25, which is 10%, and that is all. So this is pretty simple. So far there is nothing fancy. Now we will jump into the pointer where we use it. So let's try to understand the pain point. So what I'm going to do is I will pass my pay to this function, and I would believe that this is going to update my pay, so I will get the revised salary after the update. Pay after update. Now when we run this, and I'll also run it here, pay inside update method, pay inside update method. So here is p. Now let me run this. So what we have here is we got the pay assigned as 100,000, and then we will run through. So the pay has been updated. You see here 275. Now it would come back to this line, and now once it prints it, this 275, as soon as it comes out, oh my god, this is 250. How come? So why? Because this method took the variable as a copy. So this p is not copied by reference or not by pointer. I would say pointer is nothing else but the reference of that variable. So if you need to update using pointer, it would get updated, because how pointer works is you have the variable, and there is no copy. So once let me show you, it would be easier for you to understand that way. So let me run through this. Now we will use pointers so that value can be updated, pay can be updated. So I would write a similar function. I'll just copy paste these two lines here. Only difference is update pay using pointers. So here I'm going to, instead of passing the pay, I am going to pass the pointer or the memory location. So here when you say at the rate, it's not at the rate, sorry, this is the and, which defines that I am not passing the value, but I am passing the address, which essentially means a pointer to this variable, right, to this method. So let's create this method. So this method has been created. So what we did here, I will just rewrite it. So I have the p as a local variable or the argument in the method, and when I say int, this is the integer. There is no difference between this and this, but when you use pointer, this is the symbol where you say that this has to be the pointer or the reference to the int. Now we will do the same thing here. So when you use a pointer, of course this P is the location, right? So on the address location, if you want to modify it and do this, it won't work. So what you would do is you will say, hey, whatever is the value of this pointer, but this is called as dereferencing. So whatever you have in this location, memory address, you want to get the value, and then you will add 25 on top of that value. That is all which you need to do. And you could always use the same line here, update method, update pointer, right? And then once it comes here, after update using pointer. So what do you say? Would this value would get updated or not? Let's check that in a moment. So when I run through, it came to update pay. The value initially of, let's look at the value. Pay is 250. Here the pay is 250. Now this P has become 275 in this scope basically, or the active frame. Now once it comes down, this will print it, and now it enters the pointer, and as soon as it goes to the pointer, it would come here. So pay is still 25, but what is, so look at the P value here. So P, the value basically for the pointer. Let us go in the debugger. So the value of P is the memory address, right? I mean, value means the P is pointing to this memory address which has the value 275. So we went there and we updated this. Now when we go to the main method again, and we will try to print it, what do you think? Would it be 250 or 275? Let's check. So this is 275. If we look at the console, I'll run through this now. Right, so this is 275. So just to recap, or just to give you a brief again before I finish this video, is when you created a variable, you assigned a value, like you declared, you initialized, and when you try to update a normal update, it would make a local copy in this method, and the scope is valid till these blocks. As soon as this goes out of this block, the update doesn't reflect, because this a variable gets garbage collected, right? Now when you use pointer, what you're trying to essentially do is, you are, instead of creating another local variable inside the scope of this method, you are trying to use the reference or the memory address of the existing variable. So you're not creating any new variable, and you're trying to update that using the reference or the pointer, right? And once you do that, even though you come out of this method, there was nothing local, right? Everything was done here at this. So that's how it got updated, and you see after this pointer update method that you got this value. So that's a simple thing. When to use pointer is when you want the update. Usually what happens in the program, you have several methods and each method is doing something, and you want it to be reflected, so you will use pointer so that the updates get reflected all over the place. Otherwise what will happen, that each method will create a duplicate copy. It would update inside it, but it won't reflect at the top place. One more workaround which I would like to say, that if you think still pointer is kind of little bit difficult, is there any other way to get the same kind of updates? Yes, there is. So you can assign the value of update pay here, so that whatever is the incremented value, what you need to do is you will add a return type of int. Sorry, not here, my bad. This is the normal update right here, and you will return the value, return p. Now what will happen is this is a normal method, it's not even the pointer, but each time you have to make sure that whatever the changes you are making, you will return that and then you will overwrite. So let me run through and show you. So this time this pay with 250 got 10% update, and the value has become, first it was 250, then it became 275. The update remained active here after this update. Then you use the pointer, so pointer, then on top of the incremented value it added more. So this is another way of doing this. Thanks for watching. I know pointer might be sometime confusing, but you can always check out this code from my GitHub repository, which is premasim.com Golab, and try it out. For any questions, leave the honest comment. I would sincerely try to help you in the comment or create another video to explain it further. Thanks and bye.